Pretend this is an audience of 1,000 billion people. I don't know if that's helping at all. Um, think of it as you're talking to your best friends on Instagram. You say, "Hey," like, they're all watching.
Okay.
Like you're talking to those people. Think of Otto right now. Be like, "Yo, what up?"
Hi everyone. I'm here gonna film a makeup tutorial because I'm going out with my boyfriend and my best friend today for lunch. And I figured might as well film something because he's here and he wants me to do a talking tutorial because he thinks it's funny. So yeah, we're gonna start. I'm going to put on moisturizer on my face because I like to put that on first before I put my foundation on and my eyeshadow. So my face is moisturized and ready to go. And after moisturizer, I'll start with my eyes, which allows the moisturizer to sink into my skin before I put on foundation. So make sure to put it under your eyebrows and around the rest of your face and everywhere. Okay. Once that's done, you're going to use a concealer or any kind of eyeshadow primer. I'm using Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in Fair. And I'm going to apply it to one eyelid at a time. And then blend it out with my fingers to give a bright base to apply eyeshadow to. And also blend it into the inner corner of your eye to get rid of any dark circles. And it'll eventually be covered up by foundation, so you won't see how pale it is. And then at the outer corner, just make sure it is not all the way pointed downwards. Make sure it points upwards, so just sweep it across with your finger and then blend out again. So when you've done that, this is what it should look like. And then you move on to eyeshadow. And I'm going to start by putting Soft Brown by MAC in my crease. And I'm going to use a blending brush from It Cosmetics. Okay, so use the blending brush from anywhere. It Cosmetics, MAC works, even the drugstore, but I found mine at Ulta. I think it's an airbrushed blending brush. And just take Soft Brown by MAC and put it in your crease and blend it upwards to give a good transition shade. And if your concealer creases, just pat it through before you apply the Soft Brown. Then I'm going to use the Rock Pro palette 1, and I'm going to use the shade Gold, and I'll possibly be using the shade Champagne after also. And I'm going to apply it on a just a normal brush all over the eyelid. the way up to the crease. And then take your blending brush again and blend the two shades together so that they feed into each other. They don't look choppy. And then apply some more gold on the center of the lid if it got blended away. Okay, on the inner corner, take the same brush and you're going to tap it into champagne, which is like a light pink color. And you're going to apply that on the inner corner of your eyelid, both sides, and on the bottom of your tear duct to make your eyes look awake. Then I'm going to take the L'Oreal So Kiss Me liner in highlighter, just like a light pink shade, and put that on my waterline to really brighten my eyes. And I also am going to put some sable on my upper lash line instead of eyeshadow or eyeliner. So I have like a softer look. And then I apply it with that brush, and then I'm going to blend it out with the same brush I used to apply the gold. And then I'm going to take Q-tip, well, energy, I'm being energetic. Take a Q-tip and some of the same moisturizer, and to clean up the edge, you're just going to rub it along the side and make sure that there's no fallout under your eyes. So you see how it picked up all this shadow. So I'm going to make sure your under eye is clean, do it on both sides. Make sure you're good. Then you put mascara on and move on to your face makeup. Okay, apply my mascara on my upper lash line. I don't like applying it to my lower lash line because my eyelashes are very long and they just look like spider legs. I'm using CoverGirl's Clump Crusher in Very Black. It is my favorite mascara from the drugstore and high-end. It does the best with elongating and giving you volume. And people think I'm wearing false lashes when I'm wearing it, so. That's what one eye looks like completely done. Okay, eyes are done. Make sure that there's no mascara under your eye. Okay, So now that the eyes are done, and this is what the eyes look like, I'll do a close-up at the end also. I'm going to use Clinique's Super Balanced Makeup in Alabaster, and I just applied 2 pumps to the back of my hand. And you make sure this like matches your skin color, which it does for me. And then I start applying dots to my face. Like 3 on my cheek is about a good amount, and then I start using the back of like one of the cheap sponges from the drugstore. They're like triangle sponges, you can buy a whole pack of them. And I start applying it into a thin layer all over my face, and it gives you like a semi-dewy satin finish, but I don't like the finish of it. It's my favorite my favorite foundation that I've ever tried, but I'm not a fan of the finish, so I use a powder to make it matte after. But I apply it pretty close up to my eye since I actually don't use concealer under my eye. I use just like a white eyeshadow to brighten my inner corner, or my bag area, I suppose. So I'm just going to continue doing that all over my face. It doesn't take that long because I'm just wanting a thin layer to even out my rosacea and my red skin tone. And I can always go back over spots after I put 1 layer down to see if I want more. So I'm just going to go like this. Make sure you go all the way to your ear and blend over your ear too, so that the colors seamlessly combine. A lot of people like foundation. I don't enjoy putting it on. If I could wear eye makeup and not look like a weirdo because my face is like red all over, I would do that every day, but I can't, so I don't. So only when I'm doing full face makeup is when I actually put eye makeup on. Make sure you get all around your nose and that all your blending is even. And there's no spots that look like you've used a sponge, so it's not obvious.
This is really interesting to watch.
Why? You've never seen me put makeup on like this?
I don't think so.
Why, is it weird?
No, I like it.
You like it? Look okay?
Yeah. Look beautiful.
I got the seal of approval for my makeup, which is all I want. So, see how I have some red spots on my chin? I'm going to take the foundation and go over it again. And sometimes if your foundation doesn't match your neck perfectly, you blend it onto your neck, but mine seems to match me perfectly, so I'm not going to worry about that. And I'm just going to cover up extra all of the blotchiness on my cheeks because I have rosacea, as I said before. Put an extra layer on both sides, blend it with the sponge, and blend a little bit into the chin so you don't have a harsh line of makeup, because no one wants to see that. I'm going to use Clinique's transparent powder, which is an invisible blend, and basically powder my entire face because see how shiny I am? I don't like that because my face is naturally very dry. I like the look of having less shine and more of a matte finish, and this doesn't add any color. It just soaks up the oil and sets your face powder so it lasts, or your face foundation so it lasts longer. So once I feel like my entire face is powdered, I'm just gonna see if my brush shedded some hairs on me, which it did. Pick those off and then look to see what else I want to do. I typically don't wear bronzer, so I'm not going to put that on. I do wear highlighter and I do wear blush. And I'm going to be using 2 blushes today. One you can't get, which I apologize for ahead of time. It's from the Tarte Holiday Collection, and this one's in Classic. But they have other colors that are very similar to this. And it's really pretty. It's like a coral shade. I'm going to use a blush brush, and I go heavy-handed with blush, but it's because I don't wear bronzer. So I'm just going to apply it on my cheeks and sweep it backwards until I get the desired amount. And I want to put it above where like you would normally apply contour, because you want to put it below that. And I'm also going to smile and put it at the bottom of the apple of my cheek. So the round part, when I smile, I want it to hit the bottom of it so it highlights that part. And I want to get a nice corally color, but I'm not going to go too heavy-handed with this one because I'm going to go over with a drugstore blush that is sparkly. I like glitter. So it's pretty hard to tell when your blush is even, but I'm going to say that's pretty even. And I'm going to move on. I'm using Milani's blush in Luminoso, which I'll show you once I open it. It's a really pretty corally color. People say it's very similar to NARS's Orgasm. I've never used NARS's blush, so I wouldn't know. But I'm just going to apply a lighter sheen on top just to brighten the color and to apply some of the shine that it gives off. So now that my blush is done, so now that that's done, I'm going to apply some highlighter on the top of my cheekbone, which is something I just started doing this year. And I just got a brush set for Christmas, so I'm using one of the fan brushes I got. And it's this Physicians Formula Translucent Pearl highlighter for light skin tones. I'm very fair, so it makes sense for me to be using this one. And apply it lightly on the top of my cheekbone, so like right above where I applied blush and kind of on where I applied blush also, to just give it a highlighted look. Sometimes I'll put concealer on the top of my nose, but I didn't do that today. So I'm just going to run over the top of my nose with a little bit of highlighter to apply, to make it a little bit shiny in the center of my forehead and my chin. And then you take your finger and you put it on your Cupid's bow to draw attention to that area. And also make the Cupid's bow stand out a little bit more. There's one other thing I wanted to do. Oh, inner corner, I'm going to, instead of champagne, I didn't really like how it wasn't shiny enough for me. So I'm using L'Oreal's Infallible Crayon in Enduring Rose. It's great. It's one of my new favorites. Applying that in my inner corner so it's super bright. And then all I have to do is highlight under my brow bone and my inner corner, like where my bags or my dark circles are. So I'm using a white eyeshadow from L'Oreal. It's really old, but it works just fine. So I just press that in there to set any foundation or concealer I put there. And then I'm also going to go directly under the brows with this to give a very subtle lift to them. It just makes them look more arched and supported. And lastly, I'm going to take Maybelline's like clear eyebrow gel and set everything, and then my face is done except for my lips. And I think I will wear lipstick today. So I brushed my eyebrows into place. Sadly, I will never be doing how to fill in your eyebrows because, as you can see, my eyebrows are very dark. So I typically don't need to fill them in with anything. I'm going to use one of my recent purchases, which is the Rock Pro Matte Pencil in Mauve. Don't need a lip liner for this. And just fill in my lips. apply 2 squirts of Jo Malone's Red Rose, and I'm done with my makeup. And my hair, I just put a little bit of oil in, but it's still drying, so I'll do that once it's dry. And I'm wearing a Wild Fox t-shirt and a pair of American Eagle ripped jeans, and that is my outfit. And we are going to lunch.